On the higher man. The first time I came to men, I committed the folly of hermits. The great folly. I stood in the marketplace, and as I spoke to all, I spoke to none. But in the evening, tightrope walkers and corpses were my companions, and I myself was almost a corpse. But with the new morning, a new truth came to me. I learned to say, of what concern to me are market and mob noise and long mob ears? You higher men, learn this from me. In the marketplace, nobody believes in higher men. But if you want to speak there, very well. But the mob blinks. We are all equal. You higher men, thus blinks the mob. There are no higher men. We are all equal. Man is equal. Before God, we are all equal. Before God. But now this God has died. And before the mob, we do not want to be equal. You higher men, go away from the marketplace. 2. Before God, but now this God has died. You higher men, this God was your greatest danger. It is only since he lies in his tomb that you have been resurrected. Only now the great noon comes. Only now the higher man becomes Lord. Have you understood this word, O my brothers? You are startled? Do your hearts become giddy? Does the abyss yawn before you? Does the hellhound howl at you? Well then, you higher men, only now is the mountain of man's future and labor. God died. Now we want the overman to live. 3. The most concerned ask today, how is man to be preserved? But Zarathustra is the first and only one to ask, how is man to be overcome? I have the overman at heart. That is my first and only concern, and not man, not the neighbor, not the poorest, not the most ailing, not the best. Oh, my brothers, what can I love in man? Is that he is an overture and a going under, and in you too there is much that lets me love and hope, that you desire, you higher men, that lets me hope. For the great despisers are the great reverers, that you have despaired, in that there is much to revere. For you did not learn how to surrender. You did not learn petty prudences. For today the little people lord it. They all preach surrender and resignation and prudence and industry and consideration and the long etc. of the small virtues. What is womanish? What derives from the servile, and especially the mob hodgepodge, that would now become master of all human destiny? Oh, nausea, 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 that asks and never grows weary. How is man to be preserved best, longest, most agreeably? With that, they are the masters of today. Overcome these masters of today, O my brothers. These small people, they are the overman's greatest danger. You higher men, overcome the small virtues, the small prudences, the grain of sand consideration, the ants riffraff, the wretched contentment, the happiness of the greatest number. and rather despair than surrender. And verily, I love you for not knowing how to live today, you higher men, for thus you live best. Do you have courage, O my brothers? Are you brave? Not courage before witnesses, but the courage of hermits and eagles, which is no longer watched even by a god. Cold souls, mules, the blind and the drunken I do not call brave. Brave is he who knows fear but conquers fear, who sees the abyss but with pride, who sees the abyss but with the eyes of an eagle, who grasps the abyss with the talons of an eagle. That man has courage. 5. Man is evil. Thus said all the wisest to comfort me. Alas, if only it were still true today. For evil is man's best strength. Man must become better and more evil. Thus I teach. The greatest evil is necessary for the overman's best. It may have been good for that the preacher of the little people that he suffered and tried to bear man's sin. But I rejoice over great sin as my great consolation. But this is not said for long ears. Not every word belongs in every mouth. These are delicate, distant matters. They should not be reached for by sheep's hooves. 6. You higher men, do you suppose I have come to set right what you have set wrong, or that I have come to you that suffer to bed you more comfortably, or to you that are restless, have gone astray, or climbed astray, to show you new and easier paths? No. 3 times no. Evermore, ever better ones of your kind shall perish, for it shall be ever worse and harder for you. Thus alone man grows to the height where lightning strikes and breaks him. Lofty enough for the lightning. My mind and my longing are directed toward the few, the long, the distant. What are your many small, short miseries to me? You do not yet suffer enough to suit me, for you suffer from yourselves. You have not yet suffered from man. You would lie if you claimed otherwise. You all do not suffer from what I have suffered. 7. It is not enough for me that lightning no longer does any harm. I do not wish to conduct it away. It shall learn to work for me. My wisdom has long gathered like a cloud. It is becoming stiller and darker. Thus does every wisdom that is yet to give birth to lightning clouds. Lightning. For these men of today I do not wish to be light or to be called light. These I wish to blind. Lightning of my wisdom, put out their eyes. Will, nothing beyond your capacity. There is a wicked falseness among those who will beyond their capacity, especially if they will great things. For they arouse mistrust against great things, these subtle counterfeiters and actors, until finally They are false before themselves. Squinters, whitened, worm-eaten decay, cloaked with strong words, with display virtues, with splendid false deeds. Take good care there, you higher men, for nothing today is more precious to me and rarer than honesty. Is this today not the mob's? But the mob does not know what is great, what is small, what is straight and honest. It is innocently crooked. It always lies. 9. Have a good mistrust today, you higher men, you stout-hearted ones, you open-hearted ones, and keep your reasons secret, for this today is the mob's. What the mob learned to believe without reasons, who could overthrow that with reasons? And in the marketplace one convinces with gestures, but reasons make the mob distrustful. And if truth was victorious for once, then ask yourself with good mistrust, what strong error fought for it? Beware of the scholars. They hate you, for they are sterile. They have cold, dried up eyes. Before them every bird lies unplumed. Such men boast that they do not lie, but the inability to lie is far from the love of the truth. Beware. Freedom from fever is not yet knowledge by any means. I do not believe chilled spirits. Whoever is unable to lie does not know what truth is. 10. If you would go high, use your own legs. Do not let yourself be carried up. Do not sit on the backs and heads of others. But you mounted a horse. You are now riding quickly up to your goal. All right, my friend, but your lame foot is sitting on the horse too. When you reach your goal, when you jump off your horse, on your very height, you higher man, you will stumble. You creators, you higher men, one is pregnant only with one's own child. Do not let yourself be gulled and beguiled. Who, after all, is your neighbor? And even if you act for the neighbor, you still do not create for him. Unlearn this, for you creators. Your very virtue wants that you do nothing for, and in order, and because. You shall plug up your ears against these false little words. For the neighbor is only the virtue of the little people. There, one says, birds of a feather, and one hand washes the other. They have neither the right nor the strength for your egoism. In your egoism, you creators, is the caution and providence of the pregnant. What no one has yet laid eyes on, the fruit, that your whole love shelters and saves and nourishes. Where your whole love is with your child, there is also your whole virtue. Your work, your will, that is your neighbor. Do not let yourselves be gulled with false values. 12. You creators, you higher men, whoever has to give birth is sick, but whoever has given birth is unclean. Ask women. One does not give birth because it is fun. Pain makes hens and poets cackle. You creators, there is much that is unclean in you. That is because you had to be mothers. A new child. Oh, how much new filth has also come into the world. Go aside, and whoever has given birth should wash his soul clean. 13. Do not be virtuous beyond your strength, and do not desire anything of yourselves against probability. Walk in the footprints where your father's virtue walked before you. How would you climb if your father's will does not climb with you? But whoever would be a firstling should beware lest he also become a lastling. And wherever the vices of your fathers are, there you should not want to represent saints. If your fathers consorted with women, strong wine, and wild boars, what would it be if you wanted chastity of yourself? It would be folly. Verily, it seems much to me if such a man is the husband of 1 or 2 or 3 women, and if he founded monasteries and wrote over the door, "The way to sainthood," I should yet say, "What for?" It is another folly. He founded a reformatory and a refuge for himself. May it do him good, but I do not believe in it. In solitude, whatever one has brought into it grows, also the inner beast. Therefore, solitude is inadvisable for many. Has there been anything filthier on earth so far than desert saints? Around them not only was the devil loose, but also the swine. Shy, ashamed, awkward, like a tiger whose leap has failed. Thus I have often seen you slink aside, you higher men. A throw had failed you, but you dice throwers, what does it matter? You have not learned to gamble and jest, as one must gamble and jest. Do we not always sit at a big jesting and gaming table? And if something great has failed you, does it follow that you yourselves are the failures? And if you yourselves are failures, does it not follow that man is a failure? But if man is a failure, well then. 15. The higher its type, the more rarely a thing succeeds. You higher men here, have you not all failed? Be of good cheer, what does it matter? How much is still possible? Learn to laugh at yourselves as one must laugh. Is it any wonder that you failed and only half succeeded, being half broken? Is not something thronging and pushing in you? Man's future, man's greatest distance and depth, and what in him is lofty to the stars has his tremendous strength. Are not all these frothing against each other in your pot? Is it any wonder that many a pot breaks? Learn to laugh at yourselves as one must laugh, you higher men. How much is still possible? And verily, how much has already succeeded? How rich is the earth in little good perfect things, in what has turned out well? Place little good perfect things around you, O higher men. Their golden ripeness heals the heart. What is perfect teaches hope. (16) What has so far been the greatest sin here on earth? Was it not the word of him who said, "Woe unto those who laugh here"? Did he himself find no reasons on earth for laughing? Then he searched very badly. Even a child could find reasons here. He did not love enough. Else he would have also have loved us who laugh. But he hated and mocked us. Howling and gnashing of teeth he promised us. Does one have to curse right away where one does not love? That seems bad taste to me. But thus he acted, being unconditional. He came from the mob. And he himself simply did not love enough. Else he would not have been so wroth that one did not love him. All great love does not want love. It wants more. Avoid all such unconditional people. They are a poor, sick sort. A sort of mob. They look sourly at this life. They have the evil eye for this earth. Avoid all such unconditional people. They have heavy feet and sultry hearts. They do not know how to dance. How should the earth be light for them? 17. All good things approach their goal crookedly. Like cats, they arch their backs. They purr inwardly over their approaching happiness. All good things laugh. A man's stride betrays whether he has found his own way. Behold me walking, but whoever approaches his goal dances. And verily, I have not become a statue. I do not yet stand here stiff, stupid, stony, a column. I love to run swiftly. And though there are swamps and thick melancholy on earth, whoever has light feet runs even over mud and dances as on swept ice. Lift up your hearts, my brothers, higher, and do not forget your legs either. Lift up your legs too, you good dancers, and better yet, stand on your heads. 18. This crown of him who laughs, this rose wreath crown, I myself have put on this crown. I myself have pronounced my laughter holy. Nobody else have I found strong enough for this today. Zarathustra, the dancer, Zarathustra, the light, waves with his wings ready for flight, waving at all birds, ready and heady, happily light-headed. Zarathustra, the soothsayer, Zarathustra, the soothsayer, the sooth laughter, not impatient, not unconditional, one who loves, leaps and side leaps. I myself have put on this crown. 19. Lift up your hearts, my brothers, higher, and do not forget your legs either. Lift up your legs too, you good dancers, and better yet, stand on your heads. In happiness, too, there are heavy animals. There are ponderous peeds through and through. Curiously, they labor like an elephant laboring to stand on its head. But it is still better to be foolish from happiness than foolish from unhappiness. Better to dance ponderously than to walk lamely. That you would learn my wisdom from me. Even the worst thing has two good reverse sides. Even the worst thing has good dancing legs. That you would learn, you higher men, to put yourselves on your right legs. That you would unlearn nursing melancholy and mob sadness. Oh, how sad even the mob's clowns seem to me today. But this today is the mob's. 20. Be like the wind, rushing out of his mountain caves. He wishes to dance to his own pipe. The seas tremble and leap under his feet. What gives asses wings? What milks lionesses? Praised be this good, intractable spirit that comes like a cyclone. To all today and to all the mob, what is averse to thistle heads and casuists' heads, and to all wilted leaves and weeds? Praised be this wild, good, free storm spirit that dances on swamps and on melancholy as on meadows. What hates the mob's blether, cocks, and all the bungled gloomy brood? Praised be this spirit of all free spirits, the laughing gale that blows dust into the eyes of all the black-sighted, sore, blighted. You higher men, the worst about you is that all of you have not learned to dance as one must dance, dancing away over yourselves. What does it matter that you are failures? How much is still possible? So learn to laugh away over yourselves. Lift up your hearts, you good dancers, higher, and do not forget good laughter. This crown of him who laughs, this rose wreath crown, to you, my brothers, I throw this crown. Laughter I have pronounced holy. You higher men, learn to laugh